Okay, somebody just finished their media scrum, and here we go again. Your name is?
Jody Carr MLA, Oromocto, critic for justice, consumer affairs, and citizen engagement.
I seen you here. I thought you were here out of politeness, but then I didn't know.
Well, very much I want to commend especially Cheryl Lavoie, who's today's her first day.
Sweetheart.
And anytime a new minister is sworn into cabinet, it's a special day, and we should be congratulating her for that. It's something that you'll never be able to take away, the feeling of pride and accomplishment, and so politics aside, it's a special day for her.
It's a special day for her, but then it came too late?
Yeah, very much so. This is part of our opposition job, to point out and hold the government to account that it is too little too late for this government. They failed miserably on post-secondary education, French second language, NB Power, the list goes on. And today is really just a public relations. It's not engagement at all. You've named the minister who actually got resigned from cabinet because of communications problem. Today we also had to fill a vacancy where the Minister of Tourism wanted his constituents involved with the failed NB Power deal. So today is very much public relations and not engagement at all.
Now, engagement. Now, I asked Sean Graham, I got him, and I asked Bernard LeBlanc, and could New Brunswicker go complain to Bernard LeBlanc about that youth pension you guys voted?
Exactly. You could talk to all the MLAs and the ministers about that. In fact, the members of the legislature, in particular David Alward, has heard clearly about this issue of pensions and severance, and he's made the commitment. Our party has said there should be an independent review as recommended by Justice Ryan, an independent panel.
How come that hasn't been done?
Well, exactly, and when we found out about it, and David Alward found out about it, he said that we would put forward this panel, and it was something that was recommended, and if this government isn't prepared to do it, then we'll do it if we get elected. You'll also see very shortly a major statements, bold statements of David Alward regarding this issue and other.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Because New Brunswickers are upset.
Yes.
Very upset.
Yeah.
Now, this position Bernard LeBlanc has.
Yeah.
Does he has to? Is he going to be paid more money?
No, he'll be one minister responsible for a number of portfolios, so he won't get extra minister's pay for that. It's similar to Greg Byrne has a whole bunch of responsibilities. Okay. The thing is, this today is just a very minor adjustment. It's not a shuffle at all. It's more of a do-si-do and a country square dance. You've got one minister being given the title of deputy premier. You've got another minister filling the vacancy of the tourism minister who resigned, or actually got kicked out of cabinet for wanting constituents involved.
Yeah.
And so, in fact, actually the Minister of Justice in his own department, who's now the Minister of Citizen Engagement, he will not allow stakeholders involved at a provincial implementation committee to deal with the issues of family justice. Why is that? Why will he not allow stakeholders involved with a provincial implementation committee? If he was really sincere and this government was serious about public engagement, he'd involve those stakeholders that work so hard on family justice issues at the provincial level on their internal government committee. And so I'm calling on the minister, if he's serious, put those representatives on that senior committee. Last
question. I seen you at the media scrum. You praised David Alward.
Yeah.
He's going to be the premier to meet New Brunswickers. Yeah. Now, we don't have a short memory. Remember Bernard Lord, and you were involved.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, you were the first one after 23 days to come and see me when I was protesting.
That's right.
So the Conservative, when they were in power, they didn't really deal with New Brunswickers when they were,
Well, I think if you hold up the records, which really is not what today is about, but if you want to hold up the record of Sean Graham and the Bernard Lord government, it was Sean Graham's government that wanted to sell the farm on NB Power and actually tried to do it, and would still do it today if they could get away with it.
Bernard Lord, you knew where he stood.
We knew where he stood. He did evaluation of NB Power, but chose not to sell NB Power. Sean Graham has ignored the people of New Brunswick. He wanted to sell or to close down our universities. He closed cable ferries without involving the people in those communities. And in fact, it's been almost 10 years it's been over 10 years since we've first been elected, and I think what Jody Carr, David Alward, and others provide is experience, and some reasonable, responsible experience to say, not everything worked, not everything will ever work properly, but you got to hold up the character. And is this government under Sean Graham, have they really made things better? In fact, they haven't. They've got a dismal track record for our debt, over $3 billion. Our financial situation is in serious situation here in our province. They've also...
You got me again. I got to ask one last question.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
You got me again. Doesn't matter which political party, that's in there. The Liberals put the debts, you guys go there and say, well, we got to do some cuts. Then it goes wing-wang. Does it truly matter?
Well, I think in the long run it does matter. You see, the Liberal Party in the last 20 years have raised our debt substantially. This is serious for our future generations, and it's about taking responsibility so our children don't have to pay this going forward. We saw under the McKenna, they doubled the debt when they were in office, and under Sean Graham, he's raised the debt by $3 billion. It took 200 years to raise the debt to $3 billion, and this Premier did it in 4. He's got the record of the fastest growing debt, and that's very, very serious. It's something that we take serious. At the same time, you can balance that with social programs. If you managed well in government, you could redirect savings to those that need it the most, and that's what I'm proud of the most of some of our progressive conservative policies.
Always a pleasure, Jody.
Thank you.
It wasn't as much fun as that past, but now it's getting a little bit more serious, you know.
Well, you know, it's true. These are the issues, and as we go forward, we all should be held accountable to our word, and our word matters.
Yes.
And what we've seen with Sean Graham is his word is no good, no more better than the paper it's written.
That's what I like about videos, because I'm going to hold you guys accountable.
You've got some commitments.
Oh yes, big time.
Okay.
Thanks a lot, Jody.